Tony Ferguson versus Beneil Dariush.
Very
exciting. I mean, I called it Dariush by decision.
Yeah. I absolutely loved the way the fans received Tony Ferguson. It was beautiful to watch.
I didn't like how they were booing Dariush.
I know, that was the criticism.
Dariush is so nice. He's such a nice guy, and he's so pleasant. And even after the fight, he said, you know, I hope Tony's okay. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to Tony. And it was more so along the lines of, you know, he doesn't really have any animosity to things like that. He was more a little bit upset about the Justin Gaethje comments.
What did Justin Gaethje comment?
So Tony had said Beneil Dariush, you know, he was calling him out and, you know, saying he was a bit of a bitch for helping Justin Gaethje prepare for the Tony Ferguson fight, and because they're a fellow lightweight, and he called him out on that. And Dariush said, "But I'm just helping Justin Gaethje. If you needed help for a title fight, I'd help you too."
Yeah.
And I think that's just how Dariush. He's a very soft spoken, very nice guy. If you saw him on the street and he was wearing like a big jumper and tracky pants and things like that, you probably wouldn't tell he's a UFC fighter.
Yeah, don't fuck with him. That doesn't mean you can fuck with him.
But the thing with Beneil Dariush is he's very close with Justin Gaethje. He was helping Justin prepare for the Tony fight, and the reason is Justin. So Dariush actually explained it is that Justin was actually the champion in, is it WSOF?
Yeah, it was in one of the other division. I know what you're talking about. The other
a different promotion, right? And he was a fighter in that promotion. And he said he used to do grocery runs for him and his wife. Mm-hmm. Even though Beneil Dariush wasn't well known, he wasn't a real, you know, marquee name. And Gaethje being a MMA champion, he was still doing, you know, grocery runs for him. He would help him train. When Dariush needed to train for a fight, Justin came in and rolled with him and trained with him. And he basically said, Gaethje probably could have fucked me up in those training sessions, but he actually chose to just let me beat him up and to work on my skills. I think there's a camaraderie behind the two, which should be interesting because whenever someone's asked, all right, who's next, Beneil Dariush says, like a Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor, He always leaves out the Justin Gaethje. He's never said Justin Gaethje, and that's what makes it an issue for me is if they are such good friends, can you see a Beneil Dariush fighting a Justin Gaethje if they are comrades?
It's a bit hard because, you know, Justin Gaethje is definitely up there in terms of the rankings, but now Dariush wants to be in the top 5, and I'm pretty sure of the top 5, most of them already have a fight booked. I think Beneil Dariush was the way that he handled that fight was phenomenal. But the thing is, Tony, it looked like a repeat of Charles Oliveira to me.
A lack of fundamental jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. Tony's a black belt from 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu.
But apparently with 10th Planet, they have a lot of specialized skills that work really, really well. However, there are Eddie Bravo says himself there are still holes in the game. Tony's a really good wrestler, right?
Yeah.
And Tony's really good on top.
Yeah.
But when he's on bottom, he's not the best. Now,
well, he does really fight well off his back though.
He up kicks.
Yeah.
And
elbows.
And elbows. And as well as triangle attempts and things like that.
Because there was actually a point where he actually blocked one of Dariush's punches from the bottom and just smashed him back with the elbow, and his head went flying back and all that.
Well, I mean, Dariush he was just being really intelligent. And I told you that, you know, Tony's body is more well suited for 5 rounds the way Tony fights, right? If he was to fight a 3-round fight and just increase his output, then I think it would, you know, be a little bit more competitive. But the issue was skills. And I think Tony, there was a few issues in why I picked Dariush over Tony. Tony, you know, didn't take a lot of time off after the Justin Gaethje fight. Absorbed a lot of damage, right? He's 38 years old, which is quite old for a lightweight, especially being that he takes a lot of damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get away being a 38-year-old fighter if you're in the light heavyweight or the heavyweight division.
True.
You can't get away with it in the lightweight division.
Yeah, they were talking about that as
And
well.
the sport runs so quickly, right? And the thing is, the other thing was they were bringing Freddie Roach in to sharpen up Tony Ferguson's boxing skills, and apparently Freddie was in his, and I was surprised because Freddie usually isn't in the corner of fighters, like UFC fighters, but he was in Tony's corner, and I didn't understand why he was there because Tony's boxing wasn't the issue last time.
No.
Last time was not his issue with his striking, because the best thing about Tony's is unorthodox striking. It's when he got put on his back, he was stuck there.
Yeah.
And it's all well and good if he can get a quick submission, but submissions off your back are not common in the UFC at the elite level, right?
He did try and set up the dance a few times.
He did. It just looked like he couldn't get it. And it looked like he maybe made Dariush a little bit uncomfortable because Dariush actually tried to break the grip and then move off into side control, right? Mm-hmm. But the issue is, I think the sport is kind of past Tony a fair bit, and he needs to change drastically in order to meet the sport. Mm-hmm. And the issue with me is kind of he doesn't look right in there. He doesn't look like the El Kukui that fought the Anthony Pettis. That's a good one to remember. The Anthony Pettis and the Cowboy Cerrone fight. Mm-hmm. Although the Cowboy Cerrone was quite short because of the blown nose. But if you look at the Anthony Pettis fight, right? I believe there was only 2 rounds because Pettis broke his hand anyway. Yeah. But that was consistent, flowing, really high output, and he wasn't hesitant. I found Tony was super hesitant in the Dariush fight, and then he never really stopped the takedown. And then when he did get taken down, he went for submissions that probably wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. Just expending a lot of energy, not being efficient. And Dariush actually said that, his arms, looked tired afterwards, and he was breathing heavy after that first round. So he was like, yeah, why not take him back to the ground again? And that's what he did. And that second round, that heel hook.
Yeah, heel hook was...
and it was deep. You could see Tony was...
popped. I think he said, I swear I felt like a pop.
A pop in his knee, yeah. Yeah, and...
it's just... fucking...
He's next level. You may beat Tony Ferguson, but you won't break him.
Yeah,
you can't break him.
That's a very polite way to put it. I mean, I was surprised, they didn't talk to Tony afterwards in the ring and all that. He's normally would have had something good to say. But one thing about Tony is, don't try and hug him or give him a high five during the fight. He's done this a few times now. He doesn't like that. He's like, nah, mate, let's fight. That's fine. He even did it to Gaethje as well. Even at the end of the fight, he pushed Gaethje away. At the end,
Gaethje said, "Being an arsehole will get you nowhere."
Yeah, something like that. Try to sort of get. Everyone just wants the last laugh.
But the thing is, when it comes to fighting, I mean, Beneil Dariush tried to touch him. I think it was in the intermediary part of the first and second round, and Tony pushed him away when he tried, and because I think Dariush was meant to be like, yeah, good round, but Tony's trying to amp himself up and fight as hard as he can, and he doesn't want to be like all nicey. He wants to fight, then hug it out and have respect later. The same way he had respect for Charles Oliveira later.